I don't always want to have my guard up. Like I don't want to be chilling in the call, always out like afraid to ask questions or like afraid that like if I say anything, people are gonna be like, yeah, what's your rank? What's your rank, dude? We're going to be talking about the Project A community. This slide was written by Mickey Mouse today. Dude, we have a lot of really famous people writing these slides for us. That's actually really cool. So our boy Mickey Mouse, shout out to him for writing this for us. Recently, Project A has gotten a lot more attention. I don't know if people have been hanging out in the Discord, if they noticed all the talk or anything, or if they've been on Twitter. But I know that one of my friends, one of my coworkers, who he doesn't even really care about Project A, he sent me a tweet the other day. And it was the tweet talking about how Project A, we're looking for content creators, streamers, and like pro players. Hit us up if you want to network or whatever, you know. That's like the gimmick that all these streamer accounts use. They're like, hey, if you guys are a streamer, drop your link below. It's all a bait for engagement. That's all it is. But this Twitter account got a lot of engagement, and it blew up, dude. It got 25,000 followers in 1 hour. That is absolutely freaking crazy, dude. I wish I could get 25,000 followers in an hour. Let's make that happen. Somebody hit up Dr. Disrespect for me, okay? Some people were not happy about this. They felt like they were kind of gaming the system with it. They felt like they were being disingenuous in the way that they were presenting themselves, because the way that this Twitter account was presented, supposedly they weren't as clear as they should be about the fact that they were not a official Riot Games Twitter. Was this due to the confusion? Yeah. So one of the Riot devs actually ended up tweeting at this account saying, hey, can you please like accurately represent that you guys are just a community and that this is not an official Twitter. And they ended up doing that, but the tweet had already blown up. It had already taken its course, and there were a lot of people who were thinking that this was the official account who ended up joining the community Discord that they ended up posting just after. And I have never seen a Discord blow up faster than this community. I hopped into it, and all you could see in the announcement channel was, this has joined. It was absolutely insane. Yeah, that makes sense. I saw that tweet, and I was like, is this official Riot? It was not official Riot. There's no official Riot Games Project A Twitter account yet, and probably the reason for that is we don't actually know what the game's called. We don't. It doesn't have an official name. We're calling it Project A and stuff. People are very upset about this. This is something, I feel like something needs to be addressed here, kind of in the community in general, and I thought that this would be kind of a time to do it. Overall, I think that this tweet was a net gain for Project A. More people are excited for the game. People should be happy about that. But people are not happy about the way that these people were brought in to be excited about the game. Not as many people were talking about Project A before. Now we have most of the people in the new Project A Discord didn't know about the previous one. They didn't know about the previous one that existed. Those are new people that we have excited for the game. New people that are going to share this community with us. I think that's really cool. Project A has a lot of fans. We need to recognize that, right? They have professional players, they have former pros, and they have aspiring pros. They have content creators. They have aspiring content creators. And they have literal kids. I don't know how many people have been hanging out in the Discord looking already. There's literally like, I've seen 14-year-olds in there, like just talking, and they're like, I want to go pro. And, you know, it's like, oh, you're 14 years old. And it's like, I play Fortnite, you know, and like, that's all cool. But like, I think that, people need to recognize who they're talking to and like the different scopes of the people that we're communicating with. A lot of the times when you join a community, you kind of have like a central idea of the people who are in that community. For example, I'm in Devin Nash's community, which is a community that's focused a lot on marketing and self-improvement and all these like more sophisticated topics kind of. And because of that, it kind of builds a community of people who are generally a little bit older. I'm not talking to like random like Fortnite players in there. It's just like, but when you build a community around a game, especially a game that's like not even released yet, you get a lot of people who are like competitive players who are looking forward to the game, and you just get a lot of casuals too who are like all like just kind of chilling. They're looking to like meet people. They're just excited for the game, you know. This is the start of the community. This is what we need to recognize. A lot more people are going to come over once the game is actually announced, once there's a release date for it, once the beta is actually a thing. Eventually these communities that we are currently in are going to just become a fraction of the community or the player base. But right now, we are the experts on the game. The people who are here right now, we were in it from the beginning. We are the early adopters. And when the game is released, we're going to go out and we're going to interact with more people. And we're going to be kind of like the staple or the foundation of this community where it began, right? We can set an example for it right now, is basically what I'm saying. And I don't want this to be like super dramatic, like there's a problem in the community or anything. But when you think of other games, people think of like League of Legends and stuff like that, or people think of even Counter-Strike, Dota, Overwatch. They say that game is so toxic. And I think this comes with any competitive game, but oftentimes it's the people who are toxic in these communities who are saying that game is so toxic. I don't know if you ever realized that, but if you don't want the game to be toxic, we need to not contribute to it. We need to address it when other people are being toxic. Not everyone realizes it when they are being the toxic one. So just kind of like keep a close eye on yourself and keep a close eye on other people. If people are doing things that you think is kind of wrong, I wouldn't recommend standing around and just like letting them. I've seen a lot of stuff in the Discord so far where it's just like it feels like people are being rude for no reason, and it's just like that's not the type of community that I want to belong to. And a lot of the times when we see things like that, we just don't bother. But we need to recognize that like we are the start of this community and we have control over it. Like I said, I'm not pretending like there's a big issue right now. There's nothing like this needs to be stopped right now. But I'm just saying like keep an eye out for it. It's a small community, just a bunch of people who are excited about the game. That's pretty much what we are right now. There's pro players who are excited about the game. There's casual players who are excited about the game. There's 14-year-olds who are excited about the game, you know? The community that I prefer to be in it's like a community where like we help each other out, you know? It's okay to not know something. You ever see it in the Discord when people like they join in and they're like, any new info on Project A? And people are like, idiot, dude. No, we haven't had any new info in months. Why would you ask such a thing, dude? We're all so eager for new info. It's like, dude, just let him chill. Like he's new here. Like he's new. Rank doesn't really matter either. Everyone starts somewhere. You'll never go pro. That sort of mentality where you get these silver players who are like, I want to go pro. Like it is okay to reference the fact that they're going to have a more rough time. But like, I don't think that it's impossible for a player who was once silver to actually like compete competitively in a game. They can have the ambitions to do that. They need to recognize that they need to work hard. But it's like, don't just shit on somebody for being a bad rank. Like I'm a bad rank, dude. Like, I don't know. I just never abided by that. And then I want to be in a community where people aren't always trying to flex on each other. Can I have like one conversation without somebody being like, dude, I was global elite and I'm better than all of you? Like, I don't know. There will be bad apples, aka toxic people in every walk of life. Just gotta treat the people like you want to be treated. Absolutely, I agree with that. Something that I also wanted to talk about. Maybe I'm simplifying this too much. It's if you're in a competitive community where a lot of people are like aspiring to be pros. You're obviously going to have a lot of people who are like who are kind of trying to act all tough, you know, or maybe it's the vocal minority. That's also possible. But I get it when you're trying to go pro. It is all about your skill. I get like the idea of trying to flex on people within a game and then carrying it over to conversation. So like when you're in the calls and you're like, well, what rank were you? Oh, you were global elite. Well, I was level 10 on Face It, which I don't actually know what that means. I wasn't a professional player or anything, but just trying to be better than everyone, I wrote down, is exhausting. Like trying to always be like outdo everybody all the time is just so tiring to hear and to do. Like sometimes you just want to be in a call with like a couple dudes and talk about the game and like chill. And like I don't know, it feels like a lot of the times people are just trying to flex on each other. So I wrote down, if you see somebody being a dick, either address it yourself or have an admin of the community address it. If you don't want to do it, just get somebody else to do it. The admins are there. They're literally there for a reason. And I think that sometimes they don't want to step in. But if you have an actual problem in pretty much any community, you can hit up an admin and they'll deal with it. You know, you don't need to address it yourself if you don't want to. But like, let somebody know. Don't just like watch it. You know, this is the kind of the same stuff that happens like in school too. Like when we overlook these things, whenever somebody's being a jerk in like chats, or like just in the community in general, it becomes accepted as a community. That's the biggest problem here. When you let somebody go out and like they boost their own ego by just being a jerk to everybody, and you sit there silently, it becomes like a learned thing in the community where it's like, if I want to participate in this community, that's how I have to act. I don't always want to have my guard up. Like, I don't want to be chilling in the call, always out, like, afraid to ask questions, or, like, afraid that, like, if I say anything, people are going to be like, yeah, what's your rank? What's your rank, dude? Oh, what, you were only MGE? You don't get a place to talk. That's what happened in League, too. People are like, oh, you were only Diamond 5. You don't get room to say anything. It's like, dude, that's still good. Like, that's still decent at the game. Like, it's still top 1%, right? And then lastly, like, if you're looking for a chill community, most of the people here, I think, are already part of our Discord and stuff. But, like, if you're not part of our Discord, we're not competitive at all. We're pretty casual. We just kind of hang out. We're mostly a group of friends originally, but then, like, my Project A stuff started to do a little bit better. So there's, like, now we have a lot of people interested in Project A, which is, like, really cool. But, like, I think for, like, first and foremost, we're kind of just, like, a group of friends, you know? Like, I think that's how I like to think of the community. But lastly, I said lastly like 3 times. Well, what's a different word that we can use? I can't keep saying lastly and then saying more stuff. Oh, that's the trouble. It is your responsibility to create a good community. Just keep that in your head. Every single one of us is a part of it. Every single one of us has like the responsibility to actively make it awesome. You could be the reason that somebody stays, and you could be the reason that somebody leaves. I've definitely talked in a lot of these chats where I like hop in. And the first encounter, I think my first encounter ever in this Discord was like me saying something after somebody mentioned my video. And I was like, hey, and then somebody was like, I hate that guy. I'm just like, what did I do? Like, I just existed. Oh my gosh. I guess pick whichever one sounds best to you. Do you want to be the reason that somebody leaves, or do you want to be the reason that the people like to stay and interact, you know? You can make that choice. I'm not going to tell you what to do. If you want to be a jerk, go be a jerk. But I'm just saying that's not the community that I want to be part of. Let me know how you feel about the community, though. I hope it's been mostly good. It's been mostly good for me, too. I just felt like something should be addressed here. Sometimes you see people, like, arguing for just the sake of argument. And I'm not really about that anymore. I think I used to be like that, but I don't know. Now I'm a boomer. Back in my day, no. I hope it's mostly good. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're watching this on YouTube. And then drop a like if you made it this far. It's been a good talk. Thanks for watching.